Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to Altcoin Daily with Bitcoin Gorilla. Today, altcoin that we will be discussing is called Chromia coin, also known as the CHR token. So if you are holding CHR, maybe you probably bought CHR somewhere around zero, anywhere above the current price, and you are happening to hold, and this dump, you've been caught in the dump. Now it would be worse if you bought above $1 or so. I know you are worried, so I understand the situation, and I know a lot of people have no plan on how to control loss during these times. So if you are an investor, a more reason why you should stick by and watch this video to the very end, because I'll be sharing with you my trading psychology, how I am managing loss, how I have managed to successfully cut my losses by about 30% since the downside started, right? So because I am going into CHR for a long term, it means that even though the market is bad, does not mean necessarily I need to sell. Instead, I will find a way to manage the loss of my portfolio while finding a way to add more to my coin. Because why? Price is still on the upside. As long as we are still seeing higher lows, it's still a bullish market structure. Remember, this is daily chart. But before we jump into the chart, we're going to return to this chart. But first of all, I'm going to take you on a journey on how you can manage loss during these times. They had painful red times when the altcoins. Please, I want to say something. Before I go starting talking about how you can take the next step of cutting losses, this is no financial advice. This is me, Bitcoin Gorilla, sharing my honest way of handling the situation and how me and MAKAVELI traders are handling the situation. So, from the token of my heart, I'm doing this, sharing my opinion. What you do with it is up to you. I remember Bitcoin Gorilla. If you end up liking this style, please subscribe and give me a thumbs up. We are trying to hit the 300 subscribers. We're very close to it. And I want to say thank you to all my subscribers and all your comments. I read all of them, and trust me, I will not leave you behind, especially when the market is down. We're in this together. So let me share with you what I'm doing. So first of all, let's first understand the current market statistics before we even go to talking about how to control loss. So the current market statistics is that CHR has dumped to $0.5306, the price range. Now, if we are talking about total supply of the coin, the total supply of the token is about 471.970 million tokens approximately. If we are talking about maximum supply, is about 1 billion token. Now, this coin has currently circulating about 57% is already in the market, so we have about 567.369439 million tokens. That is the one in circulation. So in the last 24 hours, the market cap has actually increased by 6%, of which the market cap is currently at the price range of about $3 million approximately. $3 million. So with these little statistics, the all-time high the price has ever hit, the price has ever gotten to since the life history of this coin is the price of $1.5. It has lost about 64%. That is why I am here to help you control this loss. If you are the part of those who bought the top, I understand what it means and what it feels like, and I'm sharing with you how I'm doing it. So the all-time low it has ever seen, the lowest it has ever dropped, is about 0.008525. That was around 2 years ago, about March. So the all-time high that I talked about earlier happened around 2 months ago, November 2021. So let's now talk about the aspect. So here I'm going to talk about staking, right? Proof of stake. Now, here you're going to be earning reward. Before I start, I want to explain some certain things must know. Like everything that has advantage has disadvantage, so you must know the very two most important things that is going to be required of you. The first one is time, right? So the fact that the dump has already happened, you are already in loss already, so it will require you time, of which if you are an investor, I'm sure you would have already planned that I want to hold this coin for a year or two or three. But during the period you are holding it, what happens? Are you just going to keep it in your wallet and just forget about it and just be staring at the market and hoping it goes up? Well, I am here to tell you that this strategy I'm about to share with you can be used even when the market is going up or down. So before you buy a coin, you might want to consider if the coin will give you chances of making some reward, and you want to do it as fast as you buy the coin so that the coin don't just sit in your wallet. Now, for long-term sake, you will be required to sacrifice your time, so which I know as an investor you've already planned. Now, the second thing is to understand the fact that there is something called imperishable loss. What is imperishable loss? Imperishable loss in the fact that as price keep going down, it is going to get to areas that they call support. So in the case of CHR, you can see even this point, as price kept going down, it arrives at the support. So if the first requirement, you had the time to hold through it and just stick to it while receiving the reward I'm going to be talking about, you are likely would have been in extra profit because you will have the reward you receive plus your CHR price going up. You're receiving reward on two sides. So those two things is the losses are imperishable. So no matter the amount of loss you see, it is likely that if you have that patience and time to be sitting through it, you have to sit through it, then at some point you're going to get a revise. But here's the thing: the time required, there is no cap. I can't tell you it's 1 year, I can't tell you it's 2 years, I can't tell you it's 3 years, I can't tell you anything. But you just have to be patient. Of which, with the way crypto is getting adopted, you know it's not going to last more than 3 years before you get yourself out if you're a long-term investor. So now let's jump in and talk about how it works. So I am going to be showing you this on the Binance exchange. So personally, I trade with Binance. So if you don't know, you can go and sign up on Binance and register. Now, this I did not log in, so this I'm showing you on how it looks. So when you arrive, this is how it looks. You sign in, you register, and once you register, you will go to the dashboard, and at the top of your dashboard, you're going to go to where you see in. At that end, just scroll down and scroll to staking. So when you click on staking, it's going to bring you to this dashboard. Right now, the Binance staking allows you to take part in the network of any coin you choose. Now there are so many coins that they stake, so after this video is an opportunity for you to also find a way of controlling losses on other coins. Like you can see, the return you get annually, the APY, the estimated APY for some token are really huge. Even look at this token. The APY of this token is about 128%. That is high for AKA token. And some are 5, some are 35, some are 30. It just depends on the token, and there are over 90 to 100 tokens available. So it's not all the coins that is in the market that has staking. You must make sure that the coin you're looking for has staking. If the coin is not there, just make sure that you understand we are going to talk about CHR now and not other tokens. So I'm going to go ahead. The next thing you want to do is go to the search button at the top and click on and type CHR. So by the time you type CHR, it's going to bring out the CHR token. Now, when it comes to staking what locks to what does what does it do? You see, lock staking, there's two types of staking. There's a lock staking, there's a DeFi staking. Now, the difference is lock staking is the process of holding funds in your wallet to support the operation of blockchain network, right? Why DeFi staking has higher risk. It's almost the same thing, but it's higher risk because of it has higher exposure to the fluctuation in the market compared to other things. So right now we're going to be focusing on locked staking. One of the major good thing about locked staking is you can unlock at any time, any day when you decided that you are not interested. You see, a lot of people who were smart when the dump started, some people rushed in and cleared the 90 days. So you have the duration of how long you want to lock, and then the estimated profit. So in the case of CHR, if you are locking for a month, that is 30 days, you're going to be getting an estimated return of 20%, 20.24%. Now they are going to reward you in another token, right? So you can now sell right? You can now sell the token, claim your reward, and make profit. And the good thing is the reward they give you, because you know staking is they give you a token, another token as a reward. Now, if the token they are giving you start pumping, you sell the token. Remember, the token can pump as far as anything. So you it's like a baby, a mother giving birth to a baby. It could be a baby boy, it could be a baby girl. But if you're lucky and you born a baby boy who end up being a king, it means you can become a king easily, even if you were from a poor family, right? So CHRU staking gives you opportunity to receive these other tokens, as and most of these other tokens that are coming out are mostly other tokens you can earn, right? So these tokens are given to you back as reward. You sell them, you make profit on the token, and you make profit what on your CHR, because the thing is this: even when price of CHR is dumping, your CHR reward will still be given to you. That's number one. Number two is, yes, the price will fluctuate just the same way it's going to fluctuate in your regular wallet if you didn't put it in the staking. It's the same way it's going to fluctuate in the staking, but that wouldn't bother you because you wouldn't even be seeing it. You wouldn't even think about it, because when you move your coin, how do you do it? When you come to this staking and say stake, so you must have the coin on your spot wallet. So it means if you don't have CHR you want to buy, I think CHR is at a good range, but we'll go to price and talk about that. What I'm saying is, you buy CHR, you put in your spot, and you come and follow these steps. When you arrive here, just click on stake now. Now, if it's 30 days, you stake, 60 days, you stake. Now, if it's 90 days, it's sold out. You can see the thing I'm telling you, this remaining 30 and 60 days might not last long. A lot of people are rushing staking right now, especially in a bad market. Everybody wants to recover. You're right, and they want that by the time price is going up, and they are selling their reward, they could even make double the price of CHR. Some tokens really skyrocket. The tokens you get from this reward really skyrocket more than the actual token itself that you use for the staking. And the thing about it, there's also a downside. If your reward is shitcoin, you might know, you see, that's the downside. That's another downside of this aspect. If the reward is shitcoin, you find out that when you sell, it might not cover much of the losses that you lost. But there's no loss, right? Whether you did it or not, it's just an added bonus to your CHR. Is still better than just holding CHR. It's still something added, because even if it's just 0.001, it's still something, right? When you sell it, you can get, maybe you lost $100 and you sell the reward and it's just $20. That's reducing the loss to a certain point, right? It means that you've gotten something. You can even use that to buy more CHR and add to the existing CHR. And the good thing is, you can withdraw your reward daily. You can decide to withdraw your reward daily and use it to trade, right? And also you can decide that at the same time you want to stop it. So before the 30 days, you can decide to terminate and exit. They will pay you for the days that you've done the staking. What you're doing is you are partaking in the blockchain network of CHR. And CHR is giving you that reward. So now that we understand this, I want us to quickly jump in and look at price. Now, I don't want these videos to be more than what? 20 minutes. This is why we're going to talk about price. Remember, if you like my videos, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. So that is how you are going to cut your loss straight. Now, so now that we have staked our coin, the next thing we want to do is look at price. So looking at this price, what I'm going to do is draw the chart. Remember, I always draw my chart on screen so that you see, and we will now explain. So what I'm doing now is getting the support and resistance areas. And the most important thing is, if you're a trader and you want to buy CHR right now, no matter what you see in this video, please learn how to use stop loss. It's when you are in a trade, it's either it works or it doesn't. The most problem a lot of us have is we do not think about controlling loss. We don't think about how much we're going to lose. I tell Makaveli traders, it is first the loss. Think about how much you're going to lose before thinking about how much you're going to make. If the loss is not worth it, don't take the trade. There are 10,000 opportunities in this market because there are over 1,000 tokens you can choose from. Don't FOMO on any coin. Don't get carried away on any coin. And if you find yourself stuck in a market, be patient enough to find the better exit. Meanwhile, having a way to control your losses. So, as a trader, you must know how important you need to have stop loss in place, especially if you are on spot. Now, a lot of people will tell me, I'm on spot, I can't control loss. The more reason why you can do it, because yes, Binance don't have automatic settings for setting of stop loss, but you can do it manually. There are different order types. Each order has its way. There's market orders, there's stop limit order, and there's limit order. If you use stop limit order, it won't peak until that thing gets and hits that exact price. So if you set a sell order and price is still on the upside, let's say price is at 50k on, let's say price is at $1 on CHR, and I bought at 0.9, and I set a stop loss at 0.8. The point is, once it hits 0.8, gets me out of this trade, because that is, I have defined the loss I want to take. MAKAVELI traders always tell them, if you don't know your loss, don't take that trade. It's not worth it. You must first of all determine if you can stand the loss when it comes. Not when it comes, you start crying. You have to know it before you enter. That is the most important thing a lot of people ignore. In this channel, I will tell you about prediction. I will predict it. And if things go wrong, I will still come back to tell you how I am handling it. It's up to you if you want to do it or not. But I understand from my 2020, from my experience, that loss can really deal with you when it comes to crypto because of the volatility. So make sure you have safety measures. Security is very important. You need a bodyguard, and your best friend is what? Your stop loss. No matter what, I know it feels hard whenever you get kicked out in trade and the good entry kicking you out and the price continue. Sometimes it's better to take that scratch. If the trade is worth it, it's okay to go back in and take the opportunity again. If the trade was actually right, you will end up making back what you just crashed at of your stop loss. So a lot of reason why stop loss is important. So this is the chart. As I was talking, I was drawing the chart. So that is my what trading psychology and how I handle dumps in this market. So with that easy, my mind is focused on other things. So with this now, I have a clear market, right? I'm trying to see if I can get these lines to connect easily, but I think I will need to draw two of it. Each line I'm drawing, I need to minimum of two touches, right? So I think what is happening here is, this is daily chart. So I think weekly line should be here. So we are still very far from the weekly line, right? And it looks like we're having something that looks like an expanding channel. You can see they broke throughout the expanding channel. Each time I'm drawing, I'm looking for minimum of two touches. We have one here, we have two, and there was a clear fake out right here. And you can see the result is back to where they started. So, and they are respecting this daily chart, and they're very close to it. Now, this is my demand, right? This is my supply area. So obviously, they are sitting on my demand area. They have touched it. This area is an area where price, so the entire of this area, you can see how price reacted the last time price has been on that area. So the point is, with doing, as price is in this range, chances of a bounce is high. So the first scenario I see is that where we are currently are, they have already done it before and they've reacted upward. So if they move again, they could little move where they've already touched it, and if they can move again, they could attack this point, and then a little down, then they will return back to this point. This is our first scenario. We're going to have different scenario because we're going to consider both the buyers and the sellers. This is the buyers chance of double bottom. The reason I predict this is double bottom, which is the W what pattern that we end up here. So that's how the W pattern works. But that is the first scenario. And what supports that scenario is the fact that they have touched the top of my box. Now, the second scenario is that they could still dip a little. So they could get to this point and get rejected and they dip like this. Or they could get reaction in any of this area, 0.6, 0.7, 0.6, 0.8, and 0. What? Let's say they've even gotten the first reaction already. So any of this range is going to give them a reaction that will push them down to this daily support. So this daily support will take them right back up. But I do not see it taking long again because we are in a demand area. So chances of bounce is high from the current zone. If you are buying from now, entering, please, it's good to make sure you have a stop loss. You can set your stop loss around zero point 0.2. Anything goes below is it. I remain Bitcoin Gorilla. Subscribe. Thank you for watching.